Hello YouTubers, I'm here to show you a tutorial on how to change your wireless router settings. And first thing you have to do is you go to start menu, hit run, type CMD in the box, all lowercase, no spaces, hit OK, or you can push enter, it doesn't matter. And then you type on this next window that pops up, ipconfig, no space, all lowercase, one word, and then forward slash all, and then hit enter. And you go through this list until you find your default gateway, which is the same as your IP address, just missing a few letters. And so find your default gateway, and or at least normally it's the same as your IP address, but you're gonna look for your default gateway in here. And then so after that, you X out of there, and then come up here and type in that number. I've already got it typed in. I've done this before, so it's already in here. And then normally you get a little security window, and you have to put in a password and stuff. The default password for a Linksys router is admin, same as the username, admin. And I'll just show you what that's like. Um, uh, so you do that, and here it is. My password is different, so um, I'll be back in like 2 seconds after I put that in, because I don't want you to see that. Okay, so I'm back. Here's what you get. You get this little window. I've taken an Internet Explorer, minimized it, and then shrunk it like this, so you can't see my username, because that you can actually see. And then my password is all little dotty thingies. And you'd hit OK. And you come to this screen, and so you're here at this screen, and then you just have all these different settings you go through. Wireless, you make your little special router name. Wireless security, you pick your password and your security stuff. Security, um, um, you just go through this stuff. Self-explanatory, you set it up, and um, administration. You go over here to administration, and this is where you'll change that default password. Okay, and so you highlight all this, and then you delete it, and then you'd highlight all this and delete it, and then you type in your new password and your new password, and then you'd scroll down here and hit save settings, and then you would get this, and then yeah, and when it returns this previous page, if you've changed that password, which I did not, I just left it the same and hit save settings. If you change that password, another little window will pop up, and then you put in that password, and then it goes back to the screen. And the username is the same as your password, always. I don't even know if you have to put a username in. Might not. So, yeah, and then you just have all these different settings you can go through. Leave most of the stuff alone, except for, or you might mess it up or something. I don't know, but you should only mess with this little name thing right here, wireless network name, and then this little box to name it. By default, if your thing is a Linksys, if you have a Linksys router, this will by default say Linksys. That's what will show up when you do a general search on for Wi-Fi connectable things, whatever. That's wrong thing. I meant to open this other thing. So you go over here, blah blah blah. So you'd have all this stuff, and this is what would show up as the names. Now, if you hadn't changed it, these little black letters, which are the names, right here, these would all, it all say, well, not all. The one, these little letters here is the name, and that's what changes when you change this thing. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So and your password, um, just don't tell anyone. And if you do change the password and you forget it and you can't get back to these settings, there's a button on the back of routers, or sometimes you just have to unplug them for a certain amount of time. But anyway, you just push the little button. Sometimes it's like a little hole and then a button inside of the hole, so you have to get something skinny to push it. And you just push it for so long, like 10 seconds, 3 seconds, or 4 or 5 seconds or something, or you unplug it for 30 seconds or something like that. And that resets it to default factory settings, and then you'll have the Linksys name, no password, and admin or whatever the default password is to get to these settings. And then you just fix it all back like you had it. And I'd highly suggest changing your password, because you can find the default password things like on the internet. You can just like search it. What is the default password for Linksys or whatever? And if you go out and buy one, it'll tell you the default password somewhere on the box or in the instructions or something. So just keep that in mind. And so bye YouTube people. If you like the video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. So bye.